Hey guys, welcome back to 30 Flirty and Freaking Out. I'm Heather,
And I'm Taya.
and today we are talking all about entertainment. So we are going to dive into music, movies. We're going to save books for next week because that is its own episode, as it should be. But yeah, we're talking about all the things we couldn't see and we couldn't listen to.
Yes.
So, and I was going to dive into that. So, let's be real. There were things that we should not have listened to or seen, movies we shouldn't have seen growing up in our Christian community, but we did. I mean,
Did
I'm
you
not
much?
going to lie. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about like rated R movies that I've seen, and I definitely have seen some.
Oh, this is gonna make me look really,
Did you
really
not?
prudish. Then I
No.
saw a few.
Yeah.
I think I remember. I remember Megan, my older sister, going to Island Video, which was the rental place in town, and getting The Sweetest Thing with Cameron Diaz, and then 40 Days and 40 Nights with Josh Hartnett. And those were like the two first rated R movies I saw. And
How old
I
were
haven't
you?
seen 14 maybe. Definitely did not understand what I was watching. Like I understood it, but I didn't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What was your first rated R movie?
Probably The Matrix. I don't see why I mean, maybe it's violent, but it's not like bloody, gory violence.
I feel like if it was made today, it would be like,
Yeah.
for sure PG-13.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
would
I agree.
borderlining on PG, for goodness sakes. Like,
yeah, but I was like 13 or so too when I saw that.
yeah.
But anyways, I think too we can preface that you don't like violent movies.
No.
Like even like the Avengers is a little too much for you just personally. It's
I
nothing
may
to
or
do
may
with
not
religion.
skip the first part of Iron Man. When
Yes.
he's prisoner, like,
Yeah.
I just don't know why, but it literally brings me so much anxiety. Like movie nights, we used to do like with our friend group growing up, we used to do movie nights and like got so stressed and we watched Twister and I literally was like cuddled in a chair with a boy and I was just so scared, even though Twister is like fine.
I mean,
And
it's
then
suspenseful.
it's suspenseful, but then the first like real scary movie I watched was out on Friday Harbor. Again, a bunch of kids over there, boys and girls, and we watched Signs. And this jackass came up behind me, and right at the scene where the alien walks across like the driveway for the first time, he choked me. He reached around and put his hands around my neck. Oh, I levitated off of that couch. And the other guys in the room were really pissed at him. And I went and sat in the bedroom and shook, just my body shaking. And so that's the only scary movie I've ever seen, and I didn't even finish.
I love Signs. This is probably M. Night Shyamalan. I feel like he gets some of his movies are great and some of them get so much hate. I think Signs is one that usually gets hate, but I love that movie. Oh my gosh, when the alien walks across. I mean, like I said, we grew up in a tight-knit Christian religious community, and I think a lot of people will understand that Christian some things aren't appropriate. Like
I think it was just next level. But
yeah,
yes.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like any, overtly sexual movies or TV shows, anything with magic, witchcraft in it was an absolutely not.
Which that's double standard always cracked me up because Disney was okay.
Yes, Disney's full of Disney. There were some people who were like, absolutely not. Disney's not okay.
Yeah,
I remember
like
people
two of
talking about
them.
like The Lion King. Yeah, it's true. We all watched
Lion
it.
King. What?
Yeah, because Rafiki is like a witch.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, really. You can get real nitpicky about stuff.
Sure.
Some people did. Most of us didn't.
But yeah, I think that influenced a lot of what we watched and didn't watch.
Yes.
And reading, but we're not talking about reading because otherwise we will talk. This will be a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about that. We're going to do that next week.
Yes.
But yeah. And like cursing and music. I listened to everything edited. There was a Mormon program that edited films. It was called like Clean Films or something. It got shut down for copyright infringement. But they would take The Matrix, for instance, I watched on there, and you could set your levels. So I put like
Oh,
violence at like a 1 out of
yeah.
5.
I was gonna
And
say you
so
didn't
it cut the
make
whole scene where he gets beat up in the bathroom. The black guy, what's his name? Morpheus?
yeah,
Yeah.
Morpheus.
It cuts that entire scene out. So I only know about that scene because someone else told me about it. Because they're like, you watched The
Oh,
Matrix? What
that
about
scene
the
is
bathroom
so
scene?
good.
And I was like, yeah, it started that scene and then it ended that scene and I don't know what happened. Obviously, he got beat up,
That
but that's what. So like that program was actually really cool because I got to watch like Bridget Jones' Diary, but it was edited. So it cut
yeah.
out like any sex, any language. You could cut out like patriotism. You could cut out
Oh,
like scenes of the American flag. Like I don't understand, but yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
interesting stuff. Yeah.
yeah. I would do that with music. Like if I was ever downloading anything, I'd look for radio edit. Like this song, radio edit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely downloaded a lot of LimeWire stuff with
Yep.
viruses in it.
Yep.
Crashed our computer a couple times.
Yep.
Yep.
Napster. Mm-hmm. Good times.
I'm the Napster.
It's because he stole it while I was napping.
The Italian child.
Yes.
See, that was one I watched, but
Okay.
I still close my eyes when they shoot him and then when they shoot the other guy. I still close my eyes.
I don't. That was
See?
not nearly specific enough. I don't know what you're saying.
I didn't want to give anything away, but I guess that's giving it away.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about music first.
Okay.
So, yes, curse words, which included a lot of rap. And just I feel like just that genre was taboo.
very,
Yeah.
very much so.
You know, tends to be very sexually explicit.
Or angry.
Angry. Yes.
Angry. The anger. The anger.
Anger.
I always liked rap when I was younger. That was
Yeah.
like I loved Eminem.
Yeah.
I say I liked 50 Cent and Dre, but honestly, like, do I know any of their songs besides the one that played on the radio? No.
Yeah.
I liked Chingy a lot. Remember
Oh
Chingy?
my
Right
gosh.
there.
Yes.
But again, I listened to all of those edited to the point where I actually just in the last year listened to the real Slim Shady unedited, and I was like, "Holy crap!
This is a whole different song.
It's a whole different song."
Yeah.
I honestly told myself like he's just taking breaths, like he's just breathing. No, he is saying things.
You're just taking a moment to pause and reflect. What is the In the Club, 50 Cent. If you listen to that edited, it is a whole different song.
Then unedited.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was a jam too.
And also the candy shop.
oh,
That's not PG.
no.
Holy crap.
But again, I feel like when I was younger, I didn't really understand all the
Yeah.
implications.
I remember growing up listening to like the top 6 at 6 on, Kiss 101, whatever, on the
Yeah.
radio. And when Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time was on there, Dad listened to it and he's like, I don't like the message of this song. It's encouraging abuse in relationships or something.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Not
not.
what you mean.
No. Yeah. So there was a lot of and my mom and my sister were really into country and I was into rap, right? And they're like, it's really like dirty, it's not good, it's not wholesome. And then I listened to some of their country and I was like, this is worse.
Yeah.
This is way worse than any of the music I'm listening to.
You know, I remember Rihanna's S&M when that came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no getting around that this song is inappropriate for me. And I would still listen to it because it's a freaking jam.
It's a
But
jam.
I felt so guilty.
Yeah.
I felt so guilty.
That
I felt
music
like,
video. That was educational.
yeah. I should use that in high school.
Yeah.
Beyonce's Drunken Love.
Surfboard.
Yeah. Watermelon. That came out real country. Which is fitting because she's going the country route now.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Beyonce. I'm confused.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've got a funny story. So I was listening to, again, we would listen to a lot of this stuff that we weren't technically supposed to listen to. I was listening to Mariah Carey and Jay-Z. There's a part where Jay-Z is rapping. She wants to drive my Benz with 5 of her friends. and it was playing on the computer, and my dad was on the computer. And he skipped it. And I was like, what are you doing? I love that song. And he's like, he just said she wants to drop my pants with 5 of her friends.
That was
I was
pre-hearing
like,
aid, clearly.
yeah, that is not what she said. And why would she want to do it with 5 of her friends? Anyway, so
Yeah.
Heartbreaker, that's right. Oh man,
Oh,
that
yeah.
song's a really good one.
There's so many phases I went through in music, and I don't know if you went through this too, but there was definitely like the angsty teenage phase with like Simple Plan and
Yeah.
Dashboard Confessional and
Avril
like,
Lavigne.
no, yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Then I'm like heavy pop because
Yeah.
pop is just fun, and I think pop is
It's just
having a
fun.
moment right now more than
It's having a great
I
moment.
like. There's just some great music out right now, and
Yeah.
I'm versus like honestly 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, I don't know who the hell anyone is at the VMAs anymore. This is dumb,
I
and
totally
now
agree.
it's so
And
fun.
now we love everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chaperone.
Okay, is she not infusing life into
Life.
everything? Yeah.
Yes, she
Like her
is.
unapologetic, like, I'm going to be a pop star and this is over the top and that's how it should be. And I'm like, I love that for you.
Yeah.
I
And
love that.
also, you don't get to treat me poorly just because I'm famous and
Mm,
a pop star. I
yes.
love that she's setting her boundaries for herself and for her
Yeah.
mental health as well.
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. I
I like
love
her.
that we have, I was just thinking this, like when we were growing up, we didn't have any artists that were openly gay and singing openly queer songs.
Mm-hmm.
I love that,
Yeah, I can't think of anyone, huh?
right? Nobody. Even, I feel like even the ones that we knew were gay.
Half of the boy bands.
Right?
Okay, I always had a crush on Lance Bass
Oh,
and he turned out to be gay. And I was like, that
yeah.
makes sense, actually.
That's
I'm
why
happy for you,
he's not
Lance. I'm
attracted to
happy.
you. That's the only
That's
reason.
why him and Matt Bomer. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that. Billie Eilish,
Mm-hmm.
Chaperone, just
Mm-hmm.
being themselves. And I feel like it's so great for kids growing up nowadays to hear this music that hopefully they can relate to that we never had.
Yeah, I think it's going to do a lot for normalizing things,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And like taking away the stigma.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
of course, Sabrina Carpenter. She's just fun
Yes.
for everything.
I
She's
was
just
just going
fun.
to mention her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her and Olivia
You got to see her in
Rodrigo.
show.
I did. I saw her in
Yeah.
Seattle and she was amazing. We had a great time. So, Olivia Rodrigo, I don't know if how much you listen to her, but
Tom.
I really like her. I think she's got a good voice.
Yeah.
They cuss so much in their music. And again, I'm like, could you imagine Britney Spears saying a curse word in one of her songs?
No,
Or like one of her CDs being explicit?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm obviously in my Swiftie era right now, and I'm loving it. But her music, unedited, it hits different, and like her cursing is so amazing. Like The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. That song hits me so hard for a lot of reasons. One, because it specifically name drops stuff, but it is so fun to listen to her music unedited because
Yeah.
I'm always like a little scandalized every time she curses. But
I
I'm
know
like,
because
yeah, sing it.
she never used to do it.
No,
Yeah.
no. But I think it's like appropriately done. It's well placed. It's not over the top. And I like that. When you're cussing just for cussing, I get irritated. Like you
Yeah.
sound dumb when every other word is
Right. Do you
like,
not know
don't.
anything else in your
Exactly.
vocabulary? Yeah.
Exactly. But she really combines the two. She has an amazing vocabulary, an epic songwriter, and then it's just a little sprinkled in there for emphasis. And
Yes.
who doesn't love that?
Yes. I haven't really heard many of her songs where she's cussing.
I'll send you
Florida.
some.
Yes, please send me some.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I
in
will.
Karma, she says shit.
Oh my God.
I know. So I don't know how you feel about this, but I still feel guilty or like embarrassed to listen to any songs that curse in front of my dad.
Well, we don't do it in front of the kids.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So I only get to listen to my unedited music when I'm alone.
Gotcha.
And then I'm normally in the car
Yeah.
singing.
And it's probably,
You still feel guilty, huh?
I'm like, oh shoot, this song says something. And it'll be like one little word, like ass or something, not even that asinine. And Like, oh geez. Also, sometimes, okay, so on my workout playlist, I have A B C D E F U,
Uh-huh.
and I always like if my dad's not home, I will blast the music while I'm cleaning or whatever, and I'm always scared that he's gonna come home and it's just gonna go fuck you, Mom. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
35, but 36, and I'm still scared of my dad anyway.
I think that's universal because I don't like I remember getting a 3LW CD. They
Oh
were
yeah.
yeah, I remember them. And
Mm-hmm.
they had a song about like making out or something, and I would play it so quiet. And I put my ear right against the speaker of my little boombox because I was like it was salacious. It was scandalous. No one like I didn't want my parents to think I was like
A
listening
horror.
to, yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
as a 10-year-old listening to this,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
gosh. And yet I was running around singing Lady Marmalade.
Oh my gosh, that's
Okay.
another
Yep.
banger. Yes. Oh my gosh, Christmas. We didn't even mention that. Christmas was 2 days ago.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We both had a nice Christmas. Oh my God. No. Okay.
See, that still freaks
Mm,
me out to say, by the way.
it still freaks you out to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it.
I like it.
Maybe we should talk about holiday music because we didn't listen to holiday music. So everyone was getting sick and tired of Christmas songs this year, and I was like, no, I want them all. I haven't heard this one.
I honestly haven't listened to much except like what plays in the stores.
Mm-hmm.
Although for Thanksgiving, we went to a neighbor's house and they were playing the Charlie Brown Christmas. So it's
Oh.
just like classical, like instrumental. That's the word.
Oh, okay, okay.
And that was it. That was pleasant.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Mariah Carey, "All I Want for Christmas Is You." That's about where I
Uh-huh.
stop. I'm
Okay.
good. Yeah.
I like a lot of Christmas songs.
Do you?
Walking in a Winter Wonderland.
Oh, sure.
That's one of my favorites. And then there's some just like jazzy
Mm-hmm.
Christmas songs that I love. But this was the first year that I listened to Christmas music in my own home.
Whoa.
I know.
This is
I
crazy.
baked cinnamon rolls, which I don't bake anything from scratch. Like if I'm gonna bake anything, it comes from a box. But I baked cinnamon rolls from scratch and they came out delicious. And whilst I was baking, I had Christmas music playing and I freaking loved it.
I love that.
It was such a nice time I had with myself.
I know, like, doesn't everyone and their mother have like a Christmas album? Like, I'm not going to go listen to people's Christmas albums, I feel like. Although
Probably.
Quinn and his class walked to
Mm-hmm.
the senior center and sang Christmas carols for the old people. And I got to go watch and it was so cute. All these
That's
kids.
adorable.
They sang like Rudolph and the one about the snowman.
Uh-huh.
What's that? You know the one.
Right, the
Frosty.
kid one.
Frosty.
See, when you say Frosty, I think of
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Naturally. Do you know there's vanilla Frosties?
Oh no.
I know. Someone asked me one
Why?
time if I wanted chocolate or vanilla, and I was like, I didn't even know vanilla existed.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
That's
Why
not
would
a
you?
Frosty.
It's not a Frosty.
Yeah,
No.
that's weird.
Nope.
Okay. Should we move on to movies? I almost said music. We already did music.
Let's talk about the thing we just talked about.
Yeah.
Yes, movies.
Okay. You sound excited. So I feel like rated R was like a hard stop. But then I would look at why it was rated R. Like once I got
Sure.
older and I was living on my own, I was like, why is this rated R? Is it because it has 3 F words in it?
Right.
Well, then I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So like The Matrix, The Edge. Have you seen The Edge? It'd probably be way
No.
too much for you. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good. Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin.
Oh, I
Do you
like
know
Alec
what the
Baldwin.
movie's about?
Nope.
Oh, well, their plane goes down
Mm.
and they end up stranded in Alaska and a bear is hunting them.
Is that like
it's
The
good.
Revenant?
Kind of, I think, somewhat. But it's
Yeah.
so good.
I literally live and die by the IMDb parent guide.
Yeah, the parent guide.
I
Yes.
read those things all the time. And on like there's so many movies I want to watch. And I used to always text my old girlfriend growing up and be like, I want to watch The Revenant. And
Yeah.
she'd be like, okay, when this scene happens, close your eyes. There's this and this and this. And so she'd like spoil it for me, but in the best way because then I wasn't nervous watching it. And
Okay.
I don't have her anymore in my life. And so now I have no one to censor
So
these films for
she
me.
would watch all of the movies?
Well, no, like that was an extreme
Some of.
example.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I
Some of.
remember saying like I want to watch Avengers
Okay.
or Thor, and she was like,
Hmm.
"Okay, there's a couple scenes that you might be like about," and then
Okay.
I would be okay to like watch it because I'd be like, "Okay, I understand
Yeah.
what's happening here." But yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people I know watch scary stuff or bloody stuff or whatever, and they're like, "I understand it's just an actor covered in fake blood."
Hmm.
My brain doesn't go there, so I can't. And
Does
like,
it edit like it does with books?
no, no. And my
Gotcha.
life would be so much easier. And I think I wouldn't have anxiety like I do if my brain edited films or like understood that, but it doesn't. It's
Yeah.
too real. And I don't know.
Don't
It's
watch The
crazy.
Equalizer.
Hmm.
That's the one that I just watched recently,
Yeah.
and I love Denzel. But even that, I was like, ooh, like for me. And I feel like I'm fairly desensitized because I work in surgery. I see people cut
Yeah.
open all the time and blood and bones. And but during that movie, I really had to be like, this is fake. This is fake. Whoa, that's fake.
How do they make these scenes?
Right? It's pretty
Like,
impressive.
how
Makeup and
is this CGI? Like, where did their other arm go if it got
have you
sawed
seen Is
off?
It Cake?
Is it cake?
Yeah, have you seen Is It
It's
Cake?
cake?
No. Have you seen this show? Is It Cake?
Oh, it's a show now.
It's
Like,
cake.
holy crap, you just blew Hollywood wide open if that's their secret. It's a pastry.
That's what I imagine. Okay, so there's a show called Is It Cake where these people make cakes
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
shape
yeah.
of other
Okay.
things,
Right.
like
Okay. Okay.
a toilet or whatever. And they're
Yes.
like, yes.
Yeah, it's like
And
a can of Coke, and you're like, is it a can of
yes,
Coke or
but
is
it
it cake? Yes.
absolutely looks like the thing, not like cake, which is super cool. So I feel like it's kind
Sound?
of like
I
that.
don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That's what my mind conjures up. But
So
yeah, it is impressive.
growing up, we always watched a lot of Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals because that was us. And my sister recently pointed out that one of our favorite ones called Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Did you ever
Hmm.
see that? So it's literally about seven like backwoods brothers who
Yes, they
go,
kidnap these women.
they kidnap seven women from town to
Someone
marry
in
them.
TikTok just reviewed this movie, yes, and I was like,
Yes.
who's watching this? Apparently, Taya.
We watch that, I kid you not, at least once a week. I had a crush on half of the men, the kidnappers, if you will. And it did not age well. And that
No.
cracks me up now watching it. Like, consent what? No, no.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, going back to what you said about IMDb, I would do that too and
Mm.
like go through and see what all the bad parts were. But then I feel like I saw all the bad parts of the movie and I didn't watch the rest of the movie. You know?
Well, and then sometimes they like hyperbolize the crap out of something where it was like, men got struck in the face twice when really like it was
Mm.
a joke and she just like did like a little bitch slap or something. And
Oh.
so that's hard because sometimes they make things scarier than they are, which is why I have a second website called Common Sense Media that I also refer to. I suck the fun out of
Oh
all.
my
But there's
gosh.
so, especially with all these like TV shows coming out on like Netflix and stuff that aren't rated like you would normally have something. So it's really hard trying to figure out what I can watch because honestly, if I don't know what's coming, I am so nervous and so anxious. It's not fun.
Maybe you
So
need to like take a gummy before you watch some of these movies because I feel like you're missing out on good stuff.
no, I just have no desire to be entertained by violence. Like I just
Well, it's not
don't.
just that. Like, I mean, like The Shawshank Redemption. Have you seen that?
Nope, sounds
It's
scary.
such a good movie. No, it's such a good movie. It's a classic. You have to watch it.
So is Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Watch
I
it.
don't think anyone would say that's a classic. Besides your family.
I'm sorry. People do not come for her. She doesn't know what she just said.
You are dead wrong.
Your car is going to get egged.
Nobody
Take the
knows
eggs.
what I
Take the deviled
drive.
eggs.
I drive
I'll dox you.
I almost gonna name your car, but I won't. Because we're
God.
so popular and I don't want anybody to bother you.
All 7 followers here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for being here,
We
by the way.
appreciate every single one of you.
Please don't go. Oh my gosh.
I remember people watching rated R movies, you know, in our religion and being like, that doesn't really bother me. I remember somebody watching like the Hannibal Lecter movies and be like, oh, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother my conscience. And I'd be like, yeah, because you're a bad Christian.
Obviously.
It should bother you.
Even I know a lot of people didn't approve of shows like Will and Grace because it
Oh, yeah.
featured openly gay characters.
Yep,
Like
absolutely.
that was like there was various levels of rigidity, if you will, in entertainment, and we were pretty. I don't want to say we were super rigid too, but we definitely didn't break a lot of the rules.
Yeah, I think it's funny when I was like preparing for this episode. I was like, oh yeah, we weren't supposed to really watch rated R movies. And then I was going through all the rated R movies that I've seen. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
like I'm just interested in these movies, and it gets me in trouble because I will watch a movie. I'm intrigued by these like scary horror films.
Yeah.
And it gets me in trouble because I get in over my head and I'm like, why was I curious about that? That was awful.
Did you see the new M. Night Shyamalan one about the concert?
Oh no,
It's Josh Hartnett. He's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's a dad. Yeah, in the movie, he's a dad.
Yeah, because he's there with his daughter.
Right.
Yeah, I thought of you when I saw that commercial because I was like, Heather's going to watch that.
I am going to watch it.
Here's the thing. I like when people tell me about these movies. So like, tell me all about it. I'm so intrigued because again, I edit it in my head. Versus if I have the visual, if someone gives me the visual, I am stuck with that visual for the rest of my life.
Yes.
I still remember watching on TV at Jake's house while we were dating a scene in Goodfellas where they're like stomping him or stabbing him and the blood is spraying. I see it. And that was on
in there.
TV. And like nope, can't do it.
Yeah, so I was with a group of like-minded Christians on Halloween. I was 15, and everyone was older than me. And they all decided, like good little Christians, to watch the movie Saw. And I really was not interested in it, but I am easily swayed by the group. I was so traumatized. And it was Halloween, so I was like, they're not going to let me in. I'm only 15. But they did, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think they care much. I really don't.
Well, one time we were going to see, speaking of Hannibal Lecter, like not Silence of the Lambs, but one of those. Mm-hmm. And I was, oh no, they kicked us out because somebody bought a ticket to another movie. And then we all,
Darn.
yeah, that was, I know. Anyways, yeah, I was traumatized after Saw for like weeks. I had to check like my bed. Oh my gosh, you would die. You would literally die.
I have no doubt.
Oh, I giggle when I'm scared. I just can't help it. It's just what I do. So they're like these horrible, like really suspenseful scenes. And I'm just like in my corner, like giggling and like half giggling, half crying. Because I'm like, I can't look away, but
I'm so scared.
yeah.
You mentioned earlier taking a gummy. I did have an edible and then watch Interstellar. And I understood it for the first time. I don't know how many times I have seen that stupid movie. And for the first time, I was like, oh my God, Jake, I get it. It's the space-time continuum. And they were like, oh, it's the daughter. And like,
That's hilarious.
I got it.
I love that movie.
I don't. I don't know. It just doesn't. Okay, but like Anchorman, that's an amazing film. Pretty much anything Adam Sandler has done, I'm enjoying. Although I'm not a massive fan of his Murder with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh yeah.
I don't love that. That kind of fell flat for me. But yeah, his older stuff, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. Amazing.
I was never an Adam Sandler fan. He just always seemed, his comedy's like dumb funny and like crass sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what I get from him.
Yeah. No, you nailed
love
that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I think slapstick humor, like when people get hurt in like a silly way, is so freaking funny. There's a couple scenes. Remember in did you ever see While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock?
Yes.
There's a scene where a kid is riding a bike with a newspaper in his hand and he goes to throw the newspaper and he hits a patch of ice and he like crashes on his bike. I have to rewatch that like 4 times every time I watch the movie. I laugh so hard. Or in Tommy Boy when he smacks his head on the low bridge, have to rewatch. And Jake's like, "You hate violence, but you think that's funny." And I
Yeah, right.
can't help it. I honestly can't help it. But like the Three Stooges, hate that. That's dumb. And whenever people are like, "You like slapstick?" I'm like, "No, I don't. The Three Stooges are dumb." But they point out all these other things. Like, that's that. I'm like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
I guess I do."
Maybe you should watch these violent movies with that, mindset. It's a
No, because
comedy.
the common thread in all of that is there's not blood. There is
Okay.
no,
There's not really a lot of blood in Avengers.
no, and I'm okay with Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I
All
am
right.
okay with that. I didn't see past the second one though, because they looked a little too much. Like when Thanos is involved. And there's a couple parts in
Everyone's
Guardians
dying.
of the Galaxy where I'm like,
Yeah,
but anyway,
that was a good
yeah.
one.
Taya's boring. Yeah.
We have different tastes in comedy, I'm realizing.
Yeah.
We don't really watch movies together. That's
We
probably
don't,
why.
honestly, because we never stop talking. When
Yeah.
Heather and I see each other, we talk and talk and talk and talk. And we're always like, yeah, we don't have much to say. Like, nothing's new. And then we never stop talking. And then she leaves, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I forgot to tell her 18 other
Yes.
things. I send her a Marco, and I'm like,
Every
I can't.
time.
I know. It
Yeah.
cracks me up. Yep.
Um,
Okay, I do have to tell you this.
yes.
I remember we used to go to large gatherings, and we went to one in Canada. It was called an assembly, and there was hundreds, if not close to 1,000 of people from our community there. There was speakers all day long, and part of it was doing these example conversations of how you could encourage other people or talk to other people about beliefs. And I was assigned one. So I got on stage in front of hundreds of people and did this fake conversation all about entertainment. And so this story I concocted was that my sister and I got invited to go to a movie, but it was rated PG-13 because of like violence and sex and language. So we sat down and we got out our Bibles and we read scriptures about how that wouldn't make God happy to go watch these things. And instead, we should do a Bible study. My, how far I have fallen.
You're going straight to hell. You're practically sprinting there.
Warm it up for me.
Wow. PG
I know.
13, huh? Yeah, because that's the thing that they wanted to push, that like it didn't matter what it was rated, it was
Yes.
what it was about.
Yes.
And
There
what
was literally
yeah.
people saying like, would you watch this if Jesus was in the room with you?
I wouldn't watch any movies with Jesus. Yeah. I'm not watching Friends with Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yes. That's good times. So, Aliens. The
Yeah.
movie Aliens. You haven't seen that. There's no way you would die.
No.
Your example there made me think of the movie Aliens. That doesn't really scare me because I know it's so not real.
Yeah.
Like it's suspenseful and everything, but I can get through that just fine. It doesn't traumatize me like Saw did.
Right.
Like that could really happen.
Give me the synopsis
favorite.
sometime. Next time I see you.
Yeah, so
Lay
like
it all
the
out for me.
aliens
Oh, not
lay
right now.
eggs.
I don't care right
Oh,
now.
okay. Not right now. Yeah. So me and my sister watched that, and again, we were not supposed to. I also remember we watched this movie with Angelina Jolie and Antonio Banderas, and I'm pretty sure the whole movie was about them having sex. And I was the designated lookout person. So I was sitting next to the window watching for my mom's car
That's hilarious.
while we watched this terrible movie. And it's like, we would have had plenty of
Warning.
heads up. I think it was called Original Sin. But yeah,
Well-
I remember being like, don't tell mom we watched this. Have you seen any movies since leaving that you would have not seen otherwise?
The Big Short.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you love it. No, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
you
The Big
do.
Short.
Yeah.
Yes, we have. There's been a bunch of movies that we've watched that I wouldn't have watched in because they're all rated R.
One of the very first movies that I watched when I left, and I'm so glad I did, was Bullet Train with Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
It was
That
so
commercial was scary.
freaking, it was so hilarious. I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. If you haven't seen it, you should. I mean, not you, Taya.
I know.
Everyone is listening. Uh, but there's a lot of violence, but Brad Pitt is freaking hilarious. I've never loved him more. And he's not like a super favorite actor of mine or anything, but he just says the funniest things. Like there are these like mobsters like beating him up and he's like, hurt people, hurt people.
I do appreciate that. And I think that's why, like, the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Right.
like, hit different is because there is cheesy comedy mixed into that.
Yes.
So good job, Brad Pitt. You're on that level.
Yeah, it's too bad that Mormon website doesn't exist anymore because you could watch Bullet Train and you would love it. It's so funny.
See? Okay. Someone bring it back, please. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about like Harry Potter and the magical stuff.
What do you think about magic now?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love all of it.
know, right?
Gosh.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
any-
I've always loved Greek mythology, Roman mythology. Like
okay.
give me some like Norse gods. I'm into it.
Yeah.
But now that I can mix magic into it, it's even better.
I know.
So good.
Especially with the books. But we'll get
Yes,
there.
we'll get there.
Yes. But like,
but yes.
yeah, Harry Potter. Oh, I remember actually I went to the theater. I was again coerced to see Harry Potter and I felt so guilty the whole time we were there. I was like, oh, God, I'm so sorry.
You really need to work on your peer pressure.
I know.
Standing up to peer pressure, I should say.
One
But
day
good
I'll
to
get
know I
there.
can get you to do stuff.
No, because I already know you love me. I don't have to be cool for you.
Oh,
You know?
is that the problem?
That's the problem.
Oh, it's me. I'm the problem.
You're the problem. It's you.
Okay,
No.
but Harry Potter, guys. Okay. I stalled out in book 3. I'll get to it, but again, there's just 75,000 other books I want to read more right now, okay?
Yeah.
But I saw films 1 and 2. They are not good. I do not enjoy them. They are painful to watch. But I understand the sentiment and the nostalgia that people have for these films. I get it. But I really dislike child actors because I think they're bad at their jobs.
Some of them are good.
Please point me in the direction of one that is good. Because all I'm thinking of is Anakin in The Phantom Menace, who's made my eyes bleed, that little boy. I hope he has grown up to do big things, but acting should not have been one of his things. And yeah, Harry Potter. I stand by, I think Snape is a good guy, and I will die on that hill until proven otherwise. Don't spoil it for me.
Okay. I don't know how it ends because I haven't finished the books either. But
Well, and honestly, one of my biggest impetus, the reason I want to, the reason I want to read them is because I downloaded Manacled, which we should talk about in the book section. But I have to read it, and I literally texted Olivia, and I was like, "Could I just read it, or like, do I have to understand Harry Potter?" And she's like, "You should understand Harry Potter." And I was like, "Ah, crap." Okay, let's do what we're reading real quick.
yeah, well, before we get to that, I want to ask listeners if you have any like really good movies about witchcraft, magic, sexy movies, violent movies. Any of the stuff we weren't allowed to watch before. Let us know. Let us know.
Heather
what
will
you
watch
guys
them, and she'll tell
I
me
will watch
about them.
and then I'll give Taya the recap.
That actually
yeah.
would literally make me so happy.
Any great movies that are taboo or scandalous or just push the envelope, let me know.
Well, like, what's your favorite movie, Heather?
Okay, so I'm reading Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. Speaking of things, I wouldn't
Oh,
have
she's a
read
good
before.
author. I like her.
Yes, so she did Serpent and the Wings of Night.
Yes.
And I love that book. And so this is kind of interesting. It's about a girl who is part of this weird cult that they willingly lose their eyesight to serve their goddess. And so they walk around with blindfolds even though they are blind. But all of their other senses are heightened so they can literally almost see everything. Even though they don't have their eyesight, which is weird.
Okay.
And then this vampire conqueror arrives and starts killing people and conquering everyone. And her job is to go infiltrate and become his seer and kill him.
So she
But
goes
I
from not seeing to seeing the future?
sure. I don't know. She's faking it, okay, Taya?
Oh, okay, okay,
She's faking it.
okay.
But I think she falls in love with him. I think they fall in love with each other. So
Oh, gotta love an enemies to lovers.
I know. Oh my gosh. Okay, I used to think I hated that trope, but I don't. I love it.
Okay,
Oh
so
wait. I
oh,
just sorry. Okay, I would have still sorry. I felt like I just slapped you through the screen. Shut up! I need one more thing to say. Quicksilver. I just finished Quicksilver. Oh, I love that book so
why?
much. I freaking love it so much. Like,
Why does that book hit so hard?
so good.
What is it? Because
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God,
okay,
it
it
was like
has all the
crack.
normal tropes. It makes me want to pet fox. Like, why? Why? Like, he's foul mouthed. He's cranky. He
That's
has
what
a
I loved
tortured
about it.
past. Like, why is like it has all the things that other books have, but something about that mix.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You know what?
yeah.
I really loved that he obviously loved the main character, but
The way his nickname for her.
oh my, I know. Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
all the
god,
things. But
I
I
died.
love that he didn't like it. You know, when you read From Blood and Ash, how Cass is like, nothing the girl can do is wrong, and
Yeah,
he worships the ground she walks in. And there are just so many repeated things about how he's obsessed with her. And I'm like, okay, we get it.
yeah.
Like, it was kind of getting annoying. I love that he's obsessed with her, but she didn't like cram it down your throat.
Yes,
And
yes. Sometimes
yeah,
less is more with stuff like that. Honestly, like when you hammer it too much, I'm like,
yeah,
okay, what are
yeah.
you
She's,
compensating for? Does he
I
actually like
know,
her?
right?
Right?
Yeah. So no,
Yeah.
Quicksilver was just the best. I literally want to read it again.
It
And
it makes me so stressed when you're reading a book that I loved.
yes, because you're like,
If she
you have to
doesn't
love it.
like it, this
Is this the
podcast might end.
Yeah. Is this the end of
Like,
our friendship?
is this how we break up if you don't love Kingfisher?
Yeah.
Like these are the things I think like when you were reading Throne of Glass and you're like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I was like,
Yeah.
please, please just get it, please. And then by
Just
the
love
end you
it.
got it and I was like, okay, we're fine. But
Yeah, I was tense for
yeah,
a little bit there.
yeah. And like Fourth Wing, how many times did I tell you you have to read this book? You have to read
I
this book. You have to.
know.
And then you finally did. And now you're a
I
bigger
love
fan
it.
than anyone.
Yeah. Fourth Wing's my favorite. But
When
yeah,
will you learn?
Fisher,
I am always right.
except when it comes to comedy movies.
In books. I'll preface that in books.
Okay.
Okay, can I talk about what I'm reading?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I got an ink fanked in no.
Any fainted.
A fate inked in blood.
Yes.
It has me in a chokehold. I'm obsessed.
Yes.
Obsessed. I'm loving it so much more than the other book that I finished by Danielle Jensen, which was The Bridge Kingdom, which was
Okay.
good, not obsessed.
Yeah.
Okay, so loving that. Can't wait to finish it. Then I'm also reading this, Listen for the Lie. This has me laughing out loud with the
Oh,
banter.
yay.
I was literally laughing in the bathtub last night. It is so fun. And I'm
You are living
sincere.
on the edge reading these books near water.
I have always read in the bath.
I'm scared for
Always. Like,
your
I
books.
remember taking Calvin and Hobbes comic books in the bathtub when I was little. I love reading in the bath. And actually, Jake got mad one day because he walked in and I was holding my iPad, but I had it charging. So I wasn't
Oh my
allowed to do that
God.
anymore because apparently that's a bad idea. I honestly haven't dropped a book in 15 years.
Okay.
I just hold on. Just hold on. What's
Keep
the big
doing
deal?
you.
Yeah.
I'm afraid for your books, but if it works for you. Anyways,
I'll
yes.
replace it if I get it wet. I'll replace it. Anyway, loving this. Can't wait to find out. But this is the rock and the hard place in between. Two sincerely great books. Which one do I pick up? And I'm almost done with the thriller, so I'm going to read that. And I like legitimately don't know who done it. I thought for sure I knew, and then it became too obvious, and I was like, well, no, it's not him.
Yeah.
Can't be him because
Yeah.
now it's too obvious. But it's so fun. So yes, reading great books right now, and I have stopped doing my 15 minutes of nonfiction because there's too many good books.
Oh, I started listening to Untamed. You
Oh,
are a freaking Cheetah.
Thanks. Thanks, babe. You too.
Thanks.
But
Thank you.
see, my sweater. I'm reading a Cheetah print sweater today.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I like listening to it because Glennon narrates, and I think
Yeah.
she does a great job.
Well, folks, that's more than enough time with us
That is
today.
all the time we have.
Editing this is going to be a real bitch.
I know, and I'm gonna make you edit it. So
I know. Yeah. I
Okay.
can't wait for that.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you know where to find us. Instagram, TikTok, email, everywhere else. YouTube.
Yes, Amazon. Yeah, we're on all the things.
Yeah, come find us. Say hi. Engage. We like it. We want to hear from you. And yeah, tell us about your favorite music or movies, what you're into, what's your guilty pleasure, what's fun, what do you hate?
Yes.
I want to hear that too.
Yeah. Do you love or hate Adam Sandler?
Why you got to start fights?
Are you Team Hella or Team Taya?
Oh my God.
Just kidding.
But honestly, go watch Anchorman, that movie. So
I know,
funny.
I do need to watch that. Okay, we're getting off again. Thank you guys all for listening, and join us next week when we talk about books.
Oh,
It's going to be so good.
Bye.